What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review. That's it. I was going to say series, but no, it's a film review. Today we're taking a look at Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. We are on this sort of trend, this DC roller coaster of taking a look at all the animated DC movies, which I have missed over the past couple of years, because I have no excuse. I just didn't know they existed. I don't think they were marketed that well to promote them, because to be fair, I only knew a couple of these existed. I didn't think they were all that well known, but apparently they're very adult, which you will definitely see from this one, because there's a lot of scenes which I don't think were necessary in the film, and I agree with another DC actor, Henry Cavill, that sex scenes are way overdone and way overused. But without further ado, as always with film review, we're going to go into what Google has to say about the movie, and then what we have to say about the movie, because it's all about what I have to say in reality, and that's why you're here. But without further ado, Google has the best information, with this movie having a 7 out of 10 on IMDb and 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. When Amanda Waller is diagnosed with a terminal illness, she reassembles Task Force X. The Suicide Squad then risks their life to retrieve a mysterious black playing card. So, how this movie starts off is pretty simple. Amanda Waller gets diagnosed with cancer, and Task Force X is banded together. We have Killer Frost returning, Harley Quinn returning, Deadshot returning, Captain Boomerang returning as the main four, which are in every Suicide Squad animated film. But we have some new additions here with Bronze Tiger and Copperhead. Very bronze indeed, very sort of copper colors, very... I don't know why they sort of went with that route with these characters. I'm not familiar with these two. But these guys then go on a road trip, because they have to go undercover and be very sneaky. This is an off-the-books operation, so no help from anyone. They go to a strip club, of the first places to go, and they see this stripper, and they have to protect him. We then have the enemies returning, which is Zoom, Silver Banshee, and what I do believe is Solomon Grundy. I could be wrong, but his name was never mentioned in the movie, so I'm just guessing it's Solomon Grundy. And they have a massive fight in the strip club. They then escape with this stripper, and Deadshot realizes Zoom is very slow. It's actually Reverse Flash, I'll give him that. It wasn't actually Zoom, but they called him Zoom in this. He is Reverse Flash. I don't understand the issue with the naming, but anyway. They then question this dude, and apparently he's Dr. Fate, and these two girls, Knockout and Scandal Savage, that's it. These two girls tricked him into, making love to them, and they stole this playing card from his house. The spirit of Dr. Fate was angry and deemed him no longer worthy to be Dr. Fate and left him on his own. And he was running away from the government and basically went undercover as a stripper to sort of hide in plain sight. The Suicide Squad then abandoned him, practically half naked on the side of the road. The cops show up, and then guess who else shows up? Silver Banshee and Reverse Flash. They then get the information out of him, and I'm pretty sure they kill him. The Suicide Squad then rock up to Scandal Savage's apartment, where they have the pig guy, Professor Pig, who is needed. They then have the playing card, which is supposed to grant you a gift into heaven. We then lose the card to Scandal Savage, and Knockout eventually dies. The pig is then taken to Scandal Savage's sort of headquarters, and the Suicide Squad have to go after them. We have our main character, Deadshot, going to see his child. His child runs away from him. He then fights with, I forgot his name, what's he called? With another member of the Suicide Squad, and they then put him in charge, and they go to a diner. Killer Frost gets kidnapped, and they go to Reverse Flash's hideout, where they take the thing out of her neck, so she will no longer explode, and they then go to Scandal Savage's hideout. They then take the card off Scandal Savage, and Killer Frost betrays them, takes the card for herself, and it basically turns into a free-for-all with everyone trying to get the card. Everyone ends up dying, except Harley Quinn and Deadshot and Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang tries to steal it, and inevitably Reverse Flash starts beating the shit out of him. Bronze Tiger then shows up and takes it. Deadshot then takes it off him, and Deadshot actually gives it back to him, so when he dies from all of his cuts and bruises, he actually goes to heaven. He then gives it to Amanda Waller, saying that nothing happened to it because it's only a one-time use thing, so he basically lied to her, but he is now a free man. He got the 10 years off his sentence and can now go see his daughter, and that's where the film ends. So, that is pretty much the whole film. The animation style is what I want to talk about first. That is the thing that I always want to talk about, because it is just so good. The animation style for these movies is so cool, and they're so unique. It is the DC art style that I do believe. It is a very good art style, I will give it that. And it just, as soon as it comes on, I know it's the Warner Brothers art style, I know it's going to be some at DC, and I know it's going to be an absolute banger. This one is a lot better than Batman vs. Arkham, or Batman Assault on Arkham. It is a lot better, and just story-wise, character-wise, it is so much better. And we have the official voice actor for Harley Quinn returning. She's back here, and I fucking missed her, because in the last sort of Suicide Squad-esque film that I watched, it wasn't her, and she tried too much to be like her, and it just wasn't good. But we have her back now, and she was perfect. The voice of Harley Quinn is genuinely so good. It fits her so well. And there is a voice that I do have a complaint about. It is Deadshot's. His voice was so monotone, so dead, and he felt like Iron Man. I'm gonna be honest, his voice and his character design made me think he was Iron Man for majority of the movie. When he didn't have his mask on, I was sat there like, oh, it's Tony Stark. Whoop-de-doo, what's he doing here? I don't like Tony Stark. Get him out of here. And that's all my thoughts on Deadshot. He was basically just DC's Iron Man in this. He was a dickhead, he was a philanthropist, and Harley Quinn and him seem to have a very on-off relationship with a will they, won't they. She's constantly calling him cowboy, and yes, the sex scenes didn't come from Harley Quinn this time like they did in the last movie. They came from Knockout, because she got out of a pool naked, and we got to see majority of her, which I genuinely wasn't expecting, and I genuinely didn't want to see. So this movie is definitely not for children. There is a lot of swear words and a lot of blood and a lot of gore. I'll give it that. There is a lot of gore with heads exploding, guts flying everywhere, like intestines on the floor. It is like a blood show. It is a shit show with how many people die, and they're constantly at each other's throats, which builds the tension, and I love it. The constant tension, the constant fighting between the Suicide Squad is great. And in this one, they had someone die at the start, but it wasn't from the Suicide Squad. They had someone's head explode, but it wasn't an example to these guys, because these guys have already been through it. We have Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Captain Boomerang being part of the Suicide Squad every time. They see the new guy get his head blown off every time. They didn't need to see it again, and we didn't, which is perfect, because now we don't need to see the stakes. We've seen the Suicide Squad enough times to know that if they go out of line, they get their heads blown off. But we also know these three characters are going to be in the next Suicide Squad. They're too good of a characters to blow up, so they're just going to blow up the new guy to sort of set the stakes, which, again, is getting old, but they didn't do it in this one, which is so fucking good, and I was so fucking thankful for, because I complained about it a lot in my last video, and now that they've fixed their errors, it is so good. This movie did come out before, by the way. This movie came out in like 2014. The other one came out in 2018. So it is a completely different story. Harley Quinn's outfit and the other characters' outfits are pretty interesting and unique. It is something new. Like, each character has something slightly different about them from each other iteration that we've seen. Again, going like the Turtles, I like that. I like how each character has their own style, and it gets developed, and every iteration, every sort of version of them is slightly different, which makes it that director's own creation or own version of these characters. And they still accurate to the source material, but I like how they do a little bit of experimenting. I just think it's cool and adds a good personal touch to it. That's pretty much it. That is my rating of the movie. I'm happy to know more about Copper Tiger and Bronzehead. No, I said Bronze Tiger and Copperhead. I think they're cool additions to the team, and I'm excited to see more of them. So I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. I would watch it again. I would. It's one of the better ones. And that's pretty much it. So if you want more from me as a content creator, please do check out the link tree in the description where you can go check out my YouTube, my Twitter, my Twitch, my Instagram, my TikTok, all the good stuff that you want to see. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So hope you all enjoyed. See you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day. Hope you all stay home and stay safe. And I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye. Again, one last thing before I go. There's always this last thing after I say my outro, and it's, if you want me to review any of the movie, any of the anime, any of the TV show, comment it down below and I'll get on it as soon as possible for you guys. Alright, I'm done now. Actually, I'm leaving this time. Bye-bye.